going on, guys? It's Matt here. I wanted to talk about how to prioritize your day in medical device sales. And this is going to be guided toward people who are not in the OR, or I guess people who are in the OR but don't have a lot of business, because this is going to be a lot of how you would prioritize your day to grow new clients. I wanted to talk about, in-person drop-bys. I wanted to talk about emailing, and I also wanted to talk about calling certain accounts and, when to utilize all of it, my thoughts on each, and how you can sort of prioritize your day a little bit better to get the most out of your days. So, whenever you're doing sort of your target analysis, or, you're thinking about priorities and accounts that can generate you extreme volume and revenue. So when you're thinking about those accounts are the ones where you have to be going into all the time. And, you have to be showing face. They definitely have to know who you are. You have to be spending a lot of your time trying to get them, so to speak. Because if you do land one of these accounts, it will be fruitful and you'll have a great, working career so long as you have them. Now, the caveat to that is generally these accounts are upkept by competition, so they're going to be harder to penetrate. So it's something that you're going to have to do a lot and all the time, but it is going to be a little bit harder to get in there than some of the other lower hanging fruit that might be around your area. So my strategy with these and what I've always done is, I have one day a week that I will go to my key accounts, whether I have them or not, whether I'm doing business with them or not. And I will try and get something new every time that, I walk into them, whether it's a new piece of information, a newer person to, text or, give a phone call to, if I could get the doctor's email, just anything that's kind of new about the account and something that I can get so that it really wasn't a waste of time. And I've found that, the more you do these, the better it's going to be. Like, for example, there was an account that I went to 17 times before they finally let me back, and then I started working with the physician. So it does happen. Don't get discouraged, but you should be prioritizing those accounts, at least on a weekly basis of stopping by in person. So the next thing that I want to say, if there's an account that is farther away from you, let's say hour, 2 hours drive, but it has the potential to be amazing, go in person. Dedicate a day to it, spend the day out there. You don't have to go once every single week if it's extremely far, potentially once every 2 weeks to go and hit on them to see what they're doing, to try and form that relationship. However, accounts that, have the potential to not bring you that much revenue, but they are still, combined with other accounts of similar nature, combined, they can form you great revenue. Excuse me. These I would recommend calling, because these I do a lot of my cold calls for. If you have good messaging, good wording on your cold calls, a lot of times you're able to book meetings unless competitors are very, very rampant in there, which, sometimes they might, but a lot of times, I'm able to hit a lot of these accounts, a lot of these more like lower hanging fruit accounts so much quicker when I'm cold calling them rather than trying to hit every single one of them in person, because there's a lot more of these accounts than there are of my key accounts. So, just from a volume standpoint, you're going to be trying to hit all of these accounts. You're not going to have as much time. And, a lot of the due diligence can be done over the phone. So another thing I like doing is emailing. Now, when it comes to email, you do not want to send a giant laundry list of your product stats, what it's about, etc. Because when you're trying to book meetings, a lot of times you're trying to book them with the scheduler or the medical assistant or someone that probably does not care what you're doing at all. So I always keep my messaging very short and sweet. I'm trying to book a meeting. I'm newer in the area. What do I got to do that? Essentially, that's it. You drop it. The wording could be a little bit better than that, a little bit more professional, but it does not need to be a giant paragraph stating what you do and who you're with. There's a lot of reps that are reaching out to these doctors from various companies. So what I would do, short and sweet, get the messaging across. Whenever you're trying to book something with a physician, I would try and go to the scheduler, the practice administrator, or, the coordinator for that specific office, because ultimately to book something with that physician, it's going to have to go through them anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Leave me a comment, like me on LinkedIn, connect with me there. I'd be more than willing to chat with any of you if you wanted to talk to me on the phone. Thanks a bunch. Take care.